Hello everybody and welcome to another WEBfactory 2010 tutorial. We're back with the third video in our custom control development series, and in this video I'm gonna show you how to add format to our existing custom control. So here we are in Expression Blend and I'm gonna show you what the format is all about. As you can see in our WEBfactory category right over here, let me collapse the other ones so we can focus on what's important. We got a new format property, and this format option allows us to display our signal name value just the way we want. So I'm gonna run this application now so you can see what it looks like. So I'm gonna press F5 and wait for the application to load. And here we are. As you can see in my format property, I have here E2. And you can see right over here on the MSDN documentation website the format specifiers for our number formats. So in our case, E means exponential in scientific numbering format. And what we have here is the scientific exponential format, and I'm going to bring up the test center to show you how it looks when we have other values than 0. So I'm going to input here 12. Now 12 in the exponential scientific format is written like this. So basically our format property allows us to change the format of the signal value the way we want it. Let's go back to Visual Studio and let's make this our subject for today's video tutorial. So we're gonna start building our format property. Okay, we're back in Visual Studio, and as you can see our solution looks exactly like we left it after our second video tutorial regarding the Expression Design project and the Design Time property browsers. So this time we have nothing to do with the Expression Design project, so we're gonna work in our custom control library project, and I'm gonna open the signal value output CS so we can see our code. Basically what we need to do to add the format is to create another property in our property regions and ask our display signal value depending on WF language method to display our value taking in account our format. So let's build our property first and then work on the display signal value dependent on WF language method. So the simplest method is to copy an existing property and rename it, and basically that will be all. So I'm gonna copy the signal name property and I'm gonna put it down below the signal prefix. And the easiest method to create the format property is basically to replace the signal name string in every part of this code. So I'm gonna press Ctrl H, find and replace, and I'm gonna look for the signal name string and replace it with format string. So let's see, replace once and we got the region name changed, and I'm gonna hit replace until every signal name string in my property code is replaced accordingly. Okay, so as you can see we went down to initialize connector, which we don't want to replace, and I'm gonna close. So now our property is basically done. We have the format region with the format property and everything is changed. So the only thing we need to do now in order to have our format property working is to tell our display signal value depending on WEBfactory language method to write our value depending on this format. So we're gonna enter before the culture here, we're gonna enter format comma culture, and what this will do is we'll take the format into consideration and the culture of our system into consideration when displaying our value. So let's build our control and let's go into Expression Blend and test it. Okay, so we're back in Expression Blend and we have a brand new project. We have the WF core already referenced here, and I'm gonna reference our control. So we're gonna go into Documents, Visual Studio, Projects, Custom Control Library, and we have our control folder. And if you remember, in our previous video we have created this control folder, so we have the structure of the control folder correctly designed. So we have the design folder containing our expression design project DLLs, which will allow us to have the property browser at design time, and we also have our custom control library DLL, which we are gonna reference to our blend project. And now it's done, I'm gonna take the signal value output control and place it on the page, and as you can see here we have this format field, just like I showed you at the beginning of this video. So we have the setPoint2 signal already in place because it's default in our control, and let's try to test our format property. So I'm gonna write here E3. So we're gonna have the exponential format with 3 decimals after the comma. So I'm gonna build the project and see how it looks. Okay, so the value of our setPoint2 signal is still 12. I'm gonna make it 33 just to make sure that this works, and it works perfectly. And let's change the format for a second and see how it behaves if we have a different format. And I'm gonna use the currency. So the C comes from currency, and we have again 3 decimals. So in our currency, because we are in Europe, we're gonna have euros. So you can see here our value is displayed accordingly to our culture and our format. Well, this is all for today's video. I'm gonna meet you next time when I'm gonna show you how to put this amazingly simple control in Smart Editor. Goodbye for now, see ya next time.